Dialed in
to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Bucks and Brews.
So welcome back to Bucks and Brews. I'm a little loud there, aren't I?
Let's say
Turn that down just a touch. Are you getting me?
I am. I'm getting you plenty fine.
All right, perfect.
Let's say
So, as we were saying, welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick, we've had some interesting episodes as of late.
yeah.
Do we want to talk about the interestingness of our episodes before we get to drinking, or do we want to talk drinking first? Because that's why we're here.
Let's say drinking seems like the more important one to me
I,
right now.
I agree. So I have fun stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Can I see that one can I handed to you?
Oh, of course you can.
So I'm starting off. Mike bought these. We watched some football this weekend together,
Mhm.
and I had not tried this while he was there. It is from Farmhouse Cider Company, Brunch, cinnamon and maple hard cider.
I'm actually going to be going there.
Are you?
Either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. I haven't decided. They actually just posted their list of what food trucks are going to be there.
Nice.
I really enjoy it there. On a nice fall day.
Well, they're very local to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because where it's located to me, it still feels like it's out of town, but it's only
Right.
like 10 minutes away because you go there and it's literally a farmhouse, right? I mean, it's kind of fun. You take a little dirt road to get there. And so to me, it's really, really an awesome little time. Have you never been there?
I have not.
Oh man, you got to go sometime.
I'm gonna have to. I agree.
Yeah.
After I'm done with that, I'm gonna have one of my favorites from Pigeon Hill.
Yep.
It's a salted caramel porter. You know, I'm a big porter fan.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. And when I finish that, I'm gonna go with a triple jam from Blake's, which is also very delicious. And when I'm done with those, I got a couple non-alcoholics I can enjoy if I still need something to wet my whistle.
There you go. Yep.
What do you have, my friend?
Oh man, you could see it in my screen.
I can.
I have a giant list of. Look, I took one Bud Light away. I made another. I took one Bud Light away. I made another.
Did they have babies?
I took one Bud. I have a few Bud Lights,
All right.
and it's like because nobody sponsored us, and it's just a cheap something to drink and gets me by through the episode.
So we're at work the other day,
yeah,
and somehow we were talking about beer, and one of the girls downstairs goes, "You have beer upstairs?" I'm like, "No, I don't. We're out." No, I saw it. I saw Bud Light. And one of the other girls goes, "That's not beer. That's piss water." And I went, "I knew we were friends for a reason."
yeah. Let's say well, don't touch my piss water.
I
okay?
will
That's,
not, my friend. It is safe with us.
That's what I say. That's why this is the thing. I buy certain things so that way people don't touch my shit. That's why I used to drink PBR because nobody would do it. Now
You're right.
I don't know if it's still a hipster thing because I think they're just going to other shit. But
Yeah.
really, I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing everybody drink Coors Banquet here in a minute, right? Just because of
Karate Kid.
yeah, Karate Kid.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. There you go. Yeah. And because I drink Coors Banquet, but it's always got to be from the glass jar, just like on there. And to me, that's what's up.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout out to a former guest that we've had that we'll have on again at some point.
Yeah.
Gavin Willard from Tardy's Collector's Corner. Him and Deanna own the best comic and toy store in town. And they're going to be featured on a TV episode here that's going to drop on Black Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had said, "Where's the watch party?" And they're like, "That sounds like a great idea." And I think it's kind of on me to set it up now for some reason.
Huh? On Black Friday?
On Black Friday.
No, thanks. I'm going to be shopping.
Well, I
That's what
mean,
do.
we'll have to do it after the business closes. So
Oh, there you
it'll
go.
be at night.
Let's say, yeah. Get your projector out and call it a day.
Hell yeah. So big congrats to them for, getting on TV.
Looks like you made it.
So we had a different episode last week. I went to Jim and Wendy's before I came here, and I was talking to them, and I said, "Yeah, last week's episode was a little heavy. We talked about all the things that are pissing us off." And Wendy goes, "How is that different from every other show?" And I went, "Well, this one was actually a little different. It was intended. Yeah, it was intentional. This is right now pissing us off
Yes.
because it was more about our mental health
Yeah.
and how badly we just need a break.
Yeah.
And we kind of just need to reset. And we went on for 3 hours, and I found it somewhat helpful. And afterwards, Mike was probably doing the best out of all of us, and then his shit went sideways.
Oh, really?
Oh boy. So I'm not going to get too much into specifics, but he was planning on coming up on Saturday, and his dad was having some issues.
Yep.
And he called to say, yeah, probably not going to make it. And then he ended up making it anyways. But when we're off air, I'll kind of fill you in on what happened there. But yeah, he had a rough weekend, and everybody's okay, but still a rough weekend. So
I get it, man.
we're still trying, to work through all of our myriad of issues, and promoting mental health, because as we stated last week, it's not always at the forefront of people's mind when it comes to men.
Yeah, I see. Sorry,
No, go ahead. So while you're looking, we've had some new listeners in Cambodia. So I thought that was kind of neat. Joshua, who we talked to on TikTok, because he became a big fan.
Yeah, I see.
I told him I was going to send him a little bit more swag because he loves it, and we just got new stickers
We did.
that say what, Nick?
Pesos and cervezas.
Which, as I mentioned earlier, it will be our first official episode coming up in a couple weeks here while we're on the boat, because we're taking a cruise together.
I'm on a boat and it's going fast. And
so that's going to be fun. I don't know. We have a lot of good episodes coming up. One thing, next week we will be interviewing a food truck owner, and he was, wondering. So I gave him an idea of what to look for.
yeah,
So I'm really looking forward to that episode. We're gonna have a lot of good questions for him.
yeah, I say, and it's fun because you and I, and to be honest, not all of our guests listen to us before they come on, which
Yes.
is completely fine.
Yeah.
But when we tell people, hey, we don't just ask generic questions, right? One of our good friends, right, on TikTok, he goes, God, that was such a good podcast because you guys actually ask questions like you care.
Well, that would have been, I
Ver-
believe, Adam from
the same, versus
the
this-
tent guy on
yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah, say versus the whole side hustles, right?
Yeah, he does real world side hustles on TikTok, and
Yep.
he's the tent guy on YouTube.
YouTube, yep.
Yep.
And he's like, look, everybody just asks these generic questions and they run through this list and it's just boring. And we're not those people, right? Like
We will prep and have questions to ask.
100%.
And 90% of the time, we don't get to those questions because we get off on some tangent where we've asked 3 questions that we didn't write down, and now we need to know about that.
Yep. And I mean, dude, we did it with the coins, right? I'm
We
sitting
did.
here literally just with like a list and it just kept growing.
Feverishly writing
Yes.
things down, and we hit like 10%.
Yeah. And I say we gotta have people, and that's why we have returning guests, because right, if we're thinking it, that means there's somebody out there that possibly thought it too.
Well, and pretty much we've told most of the people we've talked to, hey, can we have you on again? So we had Millennial Money Witch on, and then like, we want to have you on again. And I got to get a hold of Jessie. I'd like to have her on again, see how things are going.
Yeah.
We had Betty's Pages on a couple times. Break Room Therapy's been on a couple times. We talked to Adam, and Adam was willing to come back
Yeah.
to talk more side hustles and
And
stuff.
I'd love to get Adam on here. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm gonna get him on before and we're not gonna spoil it, but like Adam's working on something big for himself.
He
right?
is.
And so it's like, all right, do I want to have him on before he releases this big thing as a big promotional push, or after, right? Like,
Right.
and I think, I don't know, Deering's kind of fun for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I love following him. I'm thinking about buying fucking chairs because even today, I woke up this morning and it was like, hey, looking for chairs to rent for something, and I was like, dude, I'm about to just go buy these fucking chairs.
Well, and you and I both know that your job's significantly changing.
Yeah,
We don't necessarily know what decision you've made. I mean, we know, but we don't know.
right.
And we talked off air last week about why don't you become a signing agent, because I'm basically going to do that.
Yep.
And super easy to get your notary. I mean, it costs you a little bit of money. You pay for a bond and
Yeah.
attest that you won't lie.
Right. So, oh man, you want to talk about that real quick?
Sure, let's go.
For fun. About the not lying thing. So,
Okay.
as some of you know, I am in real estate, right? I go to court for real estate things. I'm not, as much as we do this, I'm not great with being in Zoom and having people ask questions and do stuff like so I was in court. And it was my first ever Zoom hearing.
Okay.
Right? So it's not me standing in front of the judge saying, I do things I screw up on a lot. I don't say Your Honor all the time. I'm a very respectful
back
person. And I say sir quite often.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And okay, sir. And right. So people go, hey Nick, why do you dress like this? Right. And sure, I threw a collared shirt on, but I still went in sandals and shorts.
Yeah.
Okay. It's because the judge is going to look at me and go, he's not a fucking lawyer. He's not this rich, pompous guy. He's like, look, he's here just doing this. Anyway, so, all right. Let's call it 2 months ago, a month ago, whatever it is. I'm on my first trial or first hearing for this. And the tenant says something, stuff like that. The magistrate says, hey, is this what it says? I was like, no, and he goes, look, you just read word for word on what this is. And I was like, yep, but that's not got anything to do with what the damage. That's not why we're here. Right. And he's like, so you just lied. If you were here, it'd be perjury and you perjured yourself and I'm done with this. And I was like, oh, buddy, like I've already asked you 1,000 times to repeat yourself. I've already done whatever. Like, this is a very frustrating thing for me. Right. And so then today we go to court. Right. And it's, of course, I'm in person. And here I am. I'm like, all right. Talking to the judge seems to be a decent person, right? And he's like, all right. And he's
Can
like,
I ask which court?
I was in Muskegon.
Okay. Yep.
60th district.
Okay.
And the judge is like, all right. So I start my thing, I say my stuff, I go, hey, and this time I got to go, hey, I have my photos, evidence, right? And he's like, oh, I'll take a look at that. Right. The magistrate never even looked at my shit like for damages. I was just like, okay, you're gonna make a decision based off of not seeing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like, this is not how America should be run. Like, and so they're like, if you don't like it, you can appeal. I had my appeal within 3 minutes of being off line. It was just because F that. Like, and I told my wife today, I said, if I get there and I have a judge that's like that, like, I'm going to end up in contempt and have to get bailed out because that's no, like, right. I don't deserve that. If it was on the other side, I wouldn't want a tenant not to be able to give their side of things, right? Like, if you come prepared, and especially if you could see that and hear that I'm having trouble hearing you, understanding you, because again, standing in front of the judge today, okay, yep. All right. Oh, and he's like, hey, these aren't really in order. Could you help me? Tell me what some of these are? You bet. So now, like, I've learned. Anyway, long story short, they couldn't get the tenant to work this time on the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So after 40, 50 minutes of trying and doing whatever, I now have to wait another 6 weeks to have another court date. I'm like, Jesus, man.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, this is it's so right. I mean, just months and months of shit. So that's what the whole lying and perjury of myself. So yeah, somebody threatened. And I'm like, of honest people in this world, that's just not like, dude, I literally say all the time, I tell way too much of the truth. Like, and I will tell you how it is, even if you don't want to fucking hear it.
Well, and here's the problem with both me and you.
Yep.
We're excellent liars.
Yeah.
We just don't do it.
Right.
We're too honest to do that shit.
Right. And it's not stuff you want to hear, but it's just going to happen. Right.
Well, and the worst part is we're honest to a fault.
100%.
I mean, because, you ask us an opinion, you better be ready for the answer. So, case in point, all the girls I've ever coached, I said, hey, if you want to know what I think of you, ask me, but you better be prepared for the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And the 1 year I coached with Nick, we had to have a meeting with a girl and her parents, and I was at the point of I was sick of fighting with people, and I was like, whatever, just I don't give a shit anymore. And Nick literally sat there and goes, so what I'm hearing you say is your kids had an attitude problem the whole year, and you've called the volleyball coach, and you've called the teachers, and you've called the basketball coach, and she still hasn't fixed her damn attitude.
And she comes here,
and now you want to, ask why we haven't called you. That's not our job. And she goes, well, I don't like the way you put that. He goes, well, I don't like your kid's attitude. So, I mean, you can argue with us. That's fine. We don't mind. Nick and I love to argue probably more than anybody I know.
And more than most people should.
Absolutely.
Right?
But you got to be ready for whatever that fallout may be.
Yep.
Because we're gonna be honest. I mean, that's just the way it is.
So,
Oh, I did Monday.
okay,
I saw somebody you really like,
good for them.
and I went down to see this person
Yeah.
with my wife and daughter. And my daughter goes, "Yeah, I think I got to come back on and do another episode with you and Nick because I got a whole bunch of stuff going on and I want to talk about it." And she looked at this person and she goes, "But if I go, you're going to have to come."
Steve?
It was Steve.
Nice.
He goes, "I'm only coming if my drink maker is there because the last time I did an episode, my drink maker did not come and my drinks were not as good."
Yeah.
So it seems we're going to do sometime after the cruise, we're going to do an episode with Caitlin. Steve's going to come and she's going to make drinks.
There you go. I say that's she's gonna have to make drinks while talking. It's gonna be great.
I had my first Manhattan on Monday.
Oh, really?
I did. I'm not a whiskey guy, right?
Oh, that's too bad.
So I told Steve, I'm like, "I'll drink whatever you make me."
Yep.
And I said, Caitlin likes whiskey. And Dawn does not. She likes vodka. So he makes Dawn vodka and lemonade.
Okay.
And he makes us a Manhattan.
Sure.
Caitlin hated it.
Really?
I didn't.
What'd she hate about it?
She
Bitters?
just, yeah, it was just too bitter. She wasn't a big fan.
Oh,
So she switched with her mom, and her mom drank, I don't know, maybe a third of it. Because she's not a whiskey fan at all.
I drink Manhattans like no other.
And I hate whiskey, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good drink. So
Sounds like you're on to the next one.
I drank
Fashion.
all of mine. And I hate old fashions. I've had that. I don't like it. But
Huh. So you're a vermouth fan.
I guess.
Yeah.
So then I finished Dawn's, and I kept saying to Caitlin, "Hey, you want something else? You want something else?" She's like, No, I'm fine. I'm like, "Well, I was gonna get, one more, but I don't want a full drink because I'm driving."
Yeah.
She goes, "All right, I'll split something with you." So I said to Steve, I'm like, "Where's Coke?" So I grab a Coke, and I mixed Jack and Jameson in the Coke.
All right. Okay.
She drank the whole damn thing and was just hammered.
Nice.
But yeah, they're gonna come up for an episode, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I'll say that'll be a good time.
Here I am again losing my hat because I'm too damn hot up here.
It is hot as balls.
It's 64, but
yeah, not
I'm
for
hot.
us. Not for us.
no. So
It's the internal sweats.
it is. So yeah, we've had some good episodes lately. We had over 250 views on YouTube with our Sarah Jure OnlyFans episode.
Yeah.
She had a whole lot of interesting takes, I guess.
Yeah, and it to me it's a whole different side of things,
Mhm.
right? Whether it's being the guy side, whether it's being you look at the money things as completely different,
Mhm.
right? And one thing she did that I was very happy, especially with who we are, is the mental state of it, right? Like it is completely different when you look at it that way. And that was great to hear from her, right?
Well, and I cut that one up and put it on TikTok because I thought that was important to hear.
Sure.
And I've had some feedback on those with people going, that was really good. I'm glad I got to hear that.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, mental health is just kind of shunned in this country, and that sucks because we all have issues.
It's man up and get it done, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm still fall into that all the time. Like, right.
And it's not that we don't.
No.
We totally man up and get it done, but we still feel like shit about it half the time.
Yep. So, let's say we talked today's episode.
Yeah.
Inflation, man.
Inflation. So
Um,
I had shared a TikTok with you, and I mean, we've talked about it. Yeah, you haven't seen it yet because I share a lot. But we've talked a lot about inflation in the past, but the one thing I realized we never hit is how do they figure out what inflation is?
Sure.
So do you know?
Say it run off of numbers, right?
It is. It's
Um,
basically off the CPI, which is the Consumer Pricing Index.
Yep.
And what I didn't realize about inflation, because I really didn't have any of this in my studies, was inflation's a rolling 12-month number.
Okay.
And they do that because they don't want one abnormal month to skew anything in a positive or negative direction.
Sure.
So
Which
what,
I say I can't say I knew that, right?
I did not either.
Yeah.
And I was pretty impressed by that. That was the TikTok I watched. The
Okay.
guy was basically talking about that. And we've talked about how bad inflation has been worldwide for this year.
Sure.
Okay. And when we're talking about this year, we're talking rolling. So, last November through this October now.
Yep.
So one of the really interesting things that I looked at was if you take where we're at from the beginning of this year, okay, inflation was high starting the year. Okay. Last August, the CPI value was at 273. By the end of the year, it was at 280. So it jumped 7 points.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you look from December to January, it jumped a point.
Sure.
Just one. When you look at February to March, we had a 3-point jump. Okay. That's significant.
Sure.
Looking, from February to March, that's the one I'm on, right? February to March.
Yep.
We're another 3-point jump. Again, very significant. But to April, a 1% jump, a little less than. And again, May, 3%. Or sorry, I'm saying percent, I mean points.
Points, yep.
Yeah. The thing that I really find interesting is we got up to 295.33 as a value at the end of June.
Okay.
July was less.
No.
So technically inflation went down over the month of July.
And it should.
And when we hit August, it went up, but it went up 0.35. So a very tiny movement.
Yeah.
And what that's telling me is, yes, inflation's high, but over the last 2-3 months, we're getting better.
Well, right. So inflation is based off of consumer product versus the amount of dollars that we're spending to buy it, right?
Correct.
So, prime example, everybody talks about it, milk, right? So we remember when, or even eggs, okay? It's like milk used to be $2. Okay, now you go to the store, it's $3.56. Like some places $4. Let's just say, so like what my dollar used to buy even a year ago, 2 years ago, now
It doesn't.
buy that. So like that's where you get your points difference. And so, to combat that, right? The government comes in, the feds, and they do they raise rates, right?
Yes.
And so the biggest rate that we would all know of would be real estate
Mortgage rates.
right? Because gosh, they were down to 1.5 or 1.7, like, and then
Yeah, I refied at 2.875.
right, and threes, and they were sitting at 3 forever. Let's just call it 3.
Mhm.
Some people got lower, better, some people got a little higher, whatever. But now we're sitting at 7, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that a payment that was 800 is now 1,200, right?
Yes.
From 3 to 7, it's more than double what the average was for years. I mean, just years
Yeah.
of this, and so they didn't keep raising it slowly and doing all that, and so they're trying to get to that point of, hey, how do we fight that? And so now, as you said, we're seeing it to where it's going up a little bit, and that's what they're scared is, like, it's still going up, and they've done all that. You will also see during these times, and it always happens, is the fact that right, they're trying to also prove how much people are willing to spend.
Absolutely. That.
When you have money, are you willing to spend it? So now you're going to spend it. Now, if you're not willing to spend it, that's where the thing of a CD, right? So something that most of us don't know anything about, because for most of my millennial generation,
That's that thing that plays music, right?
that's exactly it, right? So a certificate of deposit, right? It's where you take money and invest it for longer periods of time, right? Usually 18 months to 3 years,
Yeah.
let's call it. And you're getting anywhere from, right, back then it was 0.025 or whatever. It was just so crap. And this is back when interest rates were so
Yeah.
low. Now interest rates are 7 for a house, and you're getting 1.5 up to,
I've
like,
seen 2 to 3.
Yeah, I seen 3 on a 3-year, on a 36 months,
Mhm.
right? So like 3% return. And so that they're forcing it so that way the money isn't going out there. And granted, they have it there to lend because they need money to lend at this point.
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things I want to ask you, Nick, because you are the real estate expert here, is
Sure.
Do you think the rates were low for too long?
Yes.
And I would tend to agree, because rates don't typically stay low as long as what they were. We're going to say maybe 2010-ish, they started really dropping.
I mean,
and they stayed low until
they
this year.
It dropped even before 2010.
It might have.
So,
I mean, we had the crash in 2008 into 2009.
Mhm.
And I mean, at that point, they were high because banks were refusing to loan money, basically.
Yeah.
But once,
and it came crashing down.
it really did. And once the economy started to stabilize, end of 2009,
Yep.
things came back into, normal range.
Yep.
And, you don't usually see 10 plus years of low interest rates.
Right.
You see 3, 4, 5 years of low interest rates, and then they'll jump them up a little bit to keep
Feel it. Yeah.
Inflation really in line.
And and I'm we'll go to Trump, right? I mean, when the pandemic hit, right, he gave free money out to people.
Yes.
And everybody thinks that it's Obama's just giving, Biden's just giving everybody free money, and sure he did as well. But I mean,
Yeah, but how much did he give?
everybody gave what they thought was going to help through this pandemic to get everybody to the spot. And so like right now there's such an influx of spendable money because, again, when you're on unemployment, and let's say we talk about the average person making whatever. Okay, now it was $950 to stay home versus what you were making average of $400. So it doesn't matter like what you did with it, but now you have that influx, and so that you were willing to go buy it, and because you're willing to go buy it, and that's what I say all the time. I get so mad about the price of a truck. We talked about,
Oh yeah.
back in 2000, right? I mean, an F-150 was $20,000. Now they're $80,000, right? Because you're willing to go spend it.
My 93 pickup, when my mother bought it brand new off the lot,
Yeah.
was $9,000.
Right? What's, that's so cheap, right?
Isn't it?
Like I remember,
I mean, it was a rear wheel drive, but still.
doesn't matter. I mean, the cheapest car I know of. So I think it's a Nissan Versa right now for like $15,000, and that's a small car. But you look at back when I was a kid, my mom ended up getting a Kia, right?
Oh yeah.
A Kia Rio, which I think brand new were $6,000.
Yeah.
And then for a while they were running buy a Kia, get a Kia for free,
Yes.
right? Like
They were doing that right after Cash for Clunkers.
okay.
They were running a lot of used dealerships were, hey, if you buy a car from us, we'll give you another car.
Mhm.
And if you lived in those areas, it was great.
Mhm.
But a lot of them were not close to us. I mean, they were Chicago or Milwaukee.
Yep.
But I mean, if you had the money to go buy a $10,000 used car, they'll throw you another one. And I'm sure it wasn't a $10,000 used car for the second one. It was probably a $3,000 used car, but still, it's a free car.
Well, like even the brand new. I mean, so you bought a Kia, and Kia's right the max back then. I don't even know, $15,000. And a Rio
Which is probably high.
A Rio was $6,000, $5,000, $4,000,
Mhm.
right? Like I think my mom got the used one with 64 miles on it, and I think she picked it up for like $3,500. And I thought we were rich for the first time
Yeah.
ever in my life. Because the Escort went out. And so she went from small car to small car. And I wasn't always this big of a guy, so I actually fit in that car for a couple days. But
Me too. I mean, Mike had an Escort.
yeah, I had an Escort.
Yeah, and I fit in his car just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really when we're looking at inflation, we're, okay, it's bad, but it's gotten better over the last couple months. And then we're
Better, sure. Has it? It's still going up, so that's what they're afraid of.
well, I mean,
because
it's
we're
not,
at
it
7.
didn't go up in July or August.
Sure.
And September numbers won't be out for a few more weeks. But we have to look at things that have been happening lately. So we're right around the corner from an election.
Yep.
And we're doing an election episode here after we get back from the cruise.
Okay.
We're going to be joined by at least 2 special guests. One of them, a former political worker for the George Bush re-election campaign, Mr. James Lowry.
Yeah.
And the other one, a very highly regarded professor from Lansing Community College, David Seawick. I actually went to a event at the Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce yesterday,
There you go.
put on by Outpro, which is their LGBTQ type
Sure.
wing. And the speaker was a transgendered lady named Nicole. She was fabulous. And she was given her background, and she was actually a poli-sci major. So afterwards, I sent her an email. I said, hey, we're going to do an election episode. I'd love to have you on because, mind you, she has just a great story, but also she grew up, went to school in Texas.
Sure.
And basically, you know, during the pandemic, her and her wife decided, hey, we got to get the hell out of Texas. This is not a safe place. So she sent a bunch of resumes out and ended up working at Grand Valley State.
There you go.
So I think she has a very interesting story. It's something I think we should absolutely explore. So I'm hoping she'll say, yes, absolutely. I'd like to come on sometime, even if it's not, you know, a
Before the
couple, 3
election,
weeks.
sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, with that election coming up, we have things happening like OPEC just cut production of oil.
Yep.
Big time, which has led to the spike in gas prices. And the feeling is it's to hurt Biden and the Democrats because, you know, he went and basically kissed the ring of the Saudis, and they're pissed off because they like Putin, and, you know, we're kind of
Well, that's
verbally fighting.
so, you know, that's the hard part is, you know, Americans will do whatever impacts them directly right away, right?
Yep.
You know, Trump administration, he's making friends. Okay, well, he didn't make friends with everyone. And, you know, the friendships that he got, what benefit did it give us, right?
Yeah.
We had low gas prices, but at what cost? You know, and now gas prices are up. Sure. Do I complain? No. Say, but I'm not going to walk.
So that's a good question. You and I we're fairly well off.
Yep.
Okay. If gas goes to $2 a gallon, do you drive anymore?
No, I don't know if I can.
If gas goes to $5 a gallon, do you drive any less?
No.
Same. And I don't bitch about it anymore like I used to.
Yeah.
But I don't bitch about it anymore. It is what it is. I'm going to pay it anyways. I'm still going to keep driving. So whatever.
The only time I bitched about gas was when I was younger and
Mhm.
much, much poorer.
And that's the people that really worry about it. It's the poor people or the rich people.
Yeah.
It's not usually the middle people.
and right, because the middle's worried about their day-to-day
Yeah.
stuff. And so, but my problem was the only times I always told myself when I was younger, I would never bitch about gas pricing, right? That was what I wanted to do. But then it seemed like when I was younger, I mean, every time I filled up my car and I actually had that little extra bit of money, my fucking car would die.
Oh, always.
And it was like, oh my God, I just put, you know, $30 into gas. And of course, the son of a bitch is dead. Granted, I didn't really care about the $150 repair, but, you know,
And again, part of that is, you know, you can't see the forest through the trees.
right.
You know, you and I have had that conversation before. We talk about money and stuff. And you had said that Courtney kind of broke money down for you at one point. You were talking about, oh my God, this is expensive. This is expensive. And she said something like, it's a 6-pack of beer.
Right. Yeah.
And you were like, wow, I never looked at it that way. I buy a lot of 6-packs.
Too. It's like, you know, we were coming back from Canada and, you know, we were looking at an extra $12 to fill up the gallon, you know, the tank or whatever. And I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit. Like, I piss away. You know, granted, as we were inside buying things that were in French that we couldn't get here in America, like all season potato chips. Spent $35 on the inside of this fucking market. And I'm over here worried about, do I want to just put enough to get by or should I fill the tank up? Like, Jesus Christ.
It kind of puts shit in perspective, doesn't it?
100%, right? And, you know, Canada money to America money's different too, right?
Well, you know, one of the things we were looking at is we're going on this cruise at you know, in 2 weeks. And I bought my plane tickets right away. I spent about $1,500 for the three of us. And you waited and waited and waited.
Yeah.
How much did you save from my $1,500? Because we're flying the same airline, just different
Oh, are we?
places. Yeah, I'm flying American too.
Oh, 500
Total?
savings. Yeah,
Oh, so you spent 1,000
I think. Yeah.
on the three of you.
Yeah.
Now,
369, about 9.
about 900.
Yeah, maybe 950. I don't
Okay,
remember.
so
Actually, no, it's about 900 because I think it was like 302.
okay, so looking at that, the age I'm at and the anxiety issues I have,
Yeah.
I'm happy I just paid what I paid at the time I paid it. Because when I looked at it, I'm like, all right, $1,500 sucks, but I'll deal with it, whatever.
Sure.
No big deal. And those 2 or 3 weeks before you bought,
Well, they were fucking expensive.
well, they were expensive, and I heard a lot of, oh my God, this sucks. I'm just gonna drive. I hate this. I hate flying. Flying sucks because it's too damn expensive.
It
And
is.
I heard all of this stuff, and it caused me anxiety. And I didn't have a problem. I had my flights figured out. And Dawn would sit there and go, what the hell's Nick gonna do? I'm like, I don't know, that's his problem. I'm trying not to pay attention because it gives me anxiety.
Fucking drive. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't mind, right? And because that's who I am, right? Like I don't know. I sit here and like, if I can drive for 50%, like I'm gonna do that.
But we're always looking to save money.
Well, and there's a difference between saving money and feeling like you're getting after, right?
Well,
So,
yeah, I would agree, because we talked about tolls the other day.
I fucking paid that bill.
Yeah. Well, so I go to Chicago a lot,
Yeah.
and we go to a lot of conventions out in Rosemont.
Yep.
Now, to get to Rosemont, I drive 94 the whole way. Okay.
The highway, not the speed limit.
Right. I drive I-94 the whole way.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Yep.
On the way back, invariably, I will pull up my traffic apps, and I will see that if I want to take the free route, it's red for 3/4 of the city.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to pay $6, I'll take 294 all the way around.
Sure.
And it's going to save me at least an hour.
Which is an hour.
It's huge.
Yeah.
My hour is worth $6.
Yep. And my problem was that was, you guys, we talked about it, and I had a $74 bill because I didn't go on and pay, and I've never paid.
Well, and you didn't
before.
understand really how it worked.
Yeah, I had no idea, right? Like I didn't know I'm sitting here waiting for them to tell me how much to pay in the first place, and then come to find out. So like, I get $1.50 toll here. What did we say? 17 fucking line items or something.
Something about that, yeah.
And $3 fee on each one of those line items, right? Is what I got hit with. So it was like
You
80
should've-
goddamn.
Yeah, you should have paid about $10, $12 maybe.
I mean, I would say at least right less than 20.
Yeah, it was less than 20.
And so
And it cost you 3 times that.
80 fucking dollars, right?
Yeah.
79 something. And I
4
was like,
times
this
that.
is stupid.
And again, you don't know what you don't know.
God no. And the sign just says, "Hey, log on to here and pay." And I'm like, "Okay, log on." And what do you want me to say? Hey, I took a place. I have no idea. My GPS didn't just fucking submit it for me, right?
That's the worst thing. They ask where you got on and where you got off.
Right.
Now, I always know because I know I have to do this.
Right.
But if you don't know,
Shit, I have no, but I say, and oh well, why'd you take it? If it's like again, it was granted, and this I would have had I known it was going to be 70 something bucks, I would have taken the extra hour to get around.
oh, absolutely.
But it was like an hour and a half to get home quicker.
But
and
again,
I had already spent
if you would have known how to pay for it,
so much better.
it would have been, maybe 20.
I have a friend of mine. I'm working on actually probably getting an iPass here in a minute because
I thought about that for a while.
we take got a little annual fee, but whatever. I'm tired of this bull crap. So, and dude, taxes aren't tolls aren't cheap. They keep going up. I remember when you used to be able to carry a bag of change and pay your tolls. That's how young I am.
Yeah, no more.
Like, I mean, I'm old, but like you would take a bag full of coins, and it's funny because when I traveled as a kid with my grandparents,
Mhm.
and then I traveled as an adult with my girlfriend wife.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, let's just grab this bag of change. And she's like, what? And then we get there, and like the first one's like, I gotta break change for a 10. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like $1.50. I don't remember my grandparents throwing 6 quarters out there, right? Because back then it was probably 50 cents or something,
Well, I know when I lived in Rockford, Illinois, this would have been from 96 to 99.
Yeah.
It's 40 cents every time you hit a toll.
Sure.
And I talked to, a guy I was going to see in 2000. It was probably 2008. And I'm like, hey, toll's still 40 cents.
He laughed at
He
you.
goes, you better play in more money. And they were $1.50 at that point.
Yeah.
But you could still throw money in the change basket.
Yep.
Or you could go pay, with the person.
Yep.
I always like the change basket. I throw it in and just keep going.
Yep.
If it doesn't count it right, that's not my problem.
Not my problem. I threw money in.
Yep. And now there is no change basket
Nope.
anywhere
There's no person.
ever.
Yeah.
There's usually one person.
Not any of the ones I did.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
otherwise-
sometimes there aren't.
Otherwise, and because that's like, and it's weird because that's what I was used to. Because
Uh-huh.
I don't know, years ago, that's what I did. Like I hopped on one, I kept going. I'm right in the back, and I'm like, God, $43 when I get through. I was like, whatever, we'll take this exit and get through, and I pay this person because it has a stamp of where, and
Yep.
otherwise it costs you $125 for losing the ticket. So
Right.
you're losing that fucking ticket, right? And so I'm like, here, boom, and I hand it to the person. They're like, boom, I'm paid, and I was like, cool, I'm done. This didn't have it. This had nothing. It just a sign that says, hey, log on and pay your tolls. Oh, okay. Let me get right on that. Right? Like, let's say, yeah, me. I was in a car. What's your license plate? I don't know. Say
That's something they
On the-
always ask.
on the back of my car. That's what it is. Okay, right?
I know what the van's license plate is for here because it's, after the business.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's like BRKRM or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
See, I don't even know what it is. I just know it's after the business.
I know the first three of mine is DEA,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody makes fun of it.
Mhm.
Oh, you're in the DEA? Yes, I am. Yeah. The big giant purple sexy car is the DEA.
So, by the way, I don't think a lot of the shows I used to grow up on don't hold up.
Sure.
And I don't think Seinfeld holds up. Like, I like Seinfeld, but I don't think it holds up.
What?
But you know what does hold up? Certain episodes.
Yeah.
And the one I can think of, The Ass Man,
Say.
Cosmo Kramer, proctologist.
Say. I don't
That
know.
one holds up.
Soup Nazi holds up.
That one holds up.
Let's see.
Festivus for the rest of
Rest
us
of
holds up.
hell yeah.
Shrinkage holds up.
Yep. Oh gosh. I was
There
in
are
the
some that
pool.
really
She
hold
was in
up.
the pool.
It's a thing.
Yeah. I think it holds up more than you think.
I can't really watch it like I used
The
to.
donut was on top. It was on top. Didn't even touch the trash.
I will say, not that I want to get off on this tangent. Mike and I were talking the other day about finales that fucking blew.
Yeah.
And Seinfeld's finale was awful.
Yeah.
That was awful. How I Met Your Mother was awful. You know what was really good? Big Bang's finale was really good.
Sure.
The Office finale was excellent, and so was Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Did you see the Nick Offerman joke that I sent you?
I did. I was so happy.
I fucking laughed so hard.
I watched the Nick Offerman movie today.
Oh really?
We're the Millers.
I say, no one getting ear fucked over here. Okay.
I sent you the commercial that Nick and Craig Robinson did a few years back for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where, because Nick's a huge Cubs fan.
Yeah.
And Craig's a huge White Sox fan. And they're just going back and forth over, why the other team sucks so bad. And at one point, Craig goes, Northside Pizza sucks. I'd rather have New York. And they just sit there for like 10 seconds in silence. And he goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Mind you, my daughter shared that with me. And I'm like, this is going to Nick and Mike.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm looking at everything. Everything that you look at will have inflation in it, right?
It will.
And my Bud Light is gone up. I don't know what I'm paying right now for.
Do you care?
No, I mean,
You do, but you don't.
I only care to know if it's cheaper to buy better beer,
Right.
right?
That's what I'm always looking at. I went to Meijer the other day because, I knew Mike was going to be up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get some stuff.
Yep.
And I specifically looked for things that were on sale,
Yep.
which is how I ended up with the salted caramel porter and the triple jam because both were on sale.
Nice. I say when Bud Light's on sale, I just buy a bigger box. That's all I do.
Right.
But right, like I don't know, Speedway used to have it where it was $6.99 for 8 tall boy, or the 20-ounce cans.
Yeah.
And it was, they haven't had it ever since. Like I kept buying them. And my one Speedway kept running out of them because I was thinking I was getting I was getting the greatest deal in the world. And so now it's, hey, all right, 15 pack, and I'm at, I don't even know, $20 out the door right now. Like they're crazy expensive. But you get 15 of them in a box. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. The government. So I want to get back to inflation, what the government's doing, how they're
How do they control it?
right. And we talked about how they are raising rates. And they're raising rates on everything. Now banks What people don't understand. Okay, so a bank offers you money. We talked about how the bank offers you my money,
Mhm.
but
Because you have money in the bank.
right. Right, so banks are FDIC, right?
Yes.
Federally whatever insured. Basically, so banks are backed by the federal government
For how much?
$250,000
Correct.
per account.
And why did they do that?
So that way you wouldn't just stock away a shit ton of money and never spend it.
Well, also because in 1929 something happened. We had the Great Depression.
Great Depression.
And what really caused the Great Depression, besides the fact that people didn't have money, was the fact that when they had money,
Yep.
they all made a run on the bank.
Oh gosh, yes.
Now, if you and I and 50 other people go to the bank and we take out all of our money,
Yep.
the banks are okay. They have millions and millions of dollars.
Yep, they just got to pre-order it.
But back then,
They
not. Didn't.
Right.
So if 50 people went and took all their money out, they ended up negative because they didn't have enough money to cover that.
Yep.
So that's, where the FDIC came in, and they started saying, we'll cover 250,000 for every person's account.
Sure. Excuse me, I'm dying.
I'm tired too.
Say it's hard here. Now, David, you kind of brought up the Great Depression.
Correct.
What are your feelings and opinions on where we are currently?
Well, that's something I wanted to talk about. Everybody wants to know, are we in a recession? Are we in a recession? So we had our last recession was from February to May of 2020. Something big happened.
Yep.
Pandemic.
You think we had a recession there?
We did.
Okay.
Because by definition, a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of a negative GDP.
Sure.
Which the GDP is the gross domestic product.
Yep.
So technically we did hit a recession there. And I mean, I remember you and I doing this episode before it was Bucks and Brews.
Yep.
And I said specifically, people will tell you we're not in a recession. I'm telling you right now, this is a recession. And I just want to point out, I was right. It was a recession. If you look at 2022, I pulled numbers because you know how I love my numbers. So for the first quarter in 22, our GDP was negative 1.6%.
Okay.
Quarter 2, it was a little better, but it was still negative 0.6%. So are we in a recession? Technically, yes, we are in a recession. It's a small recession. But yeah, we're there. And for the reasons we've talked about before, looking at this, profits increased at 4.6% for a quarterly rate in the second quarter after increasing 0.1% in the first quarter. Whereas the private goods producing industries decreased 10.4%, which is how we come up with, our negative numbers. Okay. So yes, we are in a slight recession. Is it something to worry about? Your thoughts?
Yes.
Why?
Because I personally feel it's only going to get worse, right?
How bad do you think it's going to be, honestly?
25%, right? I mean, for housing, right? You're going to see a 20 to 25% decrease of pricing, but that's an average, okay?
Right.
So, don't get excited that your $100,000 house is going to be 75K now. Okay, that 100,000 is going to turn to, I don't know, 95, 93. So let's call it 5 to 7%. Where your $1 million house is now going to look like 750K, right? Like, all right, so 700K, give it to 30. I don't care. Sure, but let's call it the $2 million price range, right? Like at 2 million is now going to look like 1.7, which is, a huge hit, like 1.4. It doesn't matter. Like the higher it is, the harder it's going to be to sell it for the higher price. I don't know. I have a friend of mine that just, he's very good. He's done this business forever. He just listed a place and they dropped it 10K and still don't have the hit, right? Like it's $190,000 house. It's not like it's going crazy. And it would have sold back in the day for so quickly. And
Well, and people have to look at their money a little closer right now because of inflation. And
Yeah.
you said it before, your dollar's not going as far as it used to.
and say again, when you're looking at what you could buy, and it used to cost you $800 to buy a house, now that payment is $1,200.
Mhm.
That's one of your biggest hits, right? So that's $400. That gives you, I mean, if you're the average American, let's call it, right, you've now spent a monthly car payment more on buying a house.
Well, and we know that wages have not kept up with this,
right.
which is part of the problem. I mean, at my business, somebody had asked a question of, hey, is our wage increase going to be competitive with inflation? And the answer was, there's plenty of times you've gotten a pay increase that was higher than inflation. Yeah, that wasn't the question.
Right.
The question was, are we going to keep pace? Because if we're not, we're now making less money than we made a year ago.
Is one of our guests still working?
Which guest? The one we had in here that we helped out? She was young?
No, he's a first.
She's a first.
Yeah, so he used to ride his bicycle everywhere.
He is.
Okay, good.
He is still working. I wish we could have him on more, but he has young children.
Yeah, say, and then okay, so around here, over in Detroit, they just laid off 300
Are you talking the company I work for?
hospital staff, right?
No. Company wide, they laid off 400 non-facing patient positions.
Your company did?
Yes.
Oh wow.
My company is now a new company. We'll talk about that off the air.
Okay, so you are that company. Okay,
We are that company.
Oh, I guess I just didn't realize that.
Yes.
But yeah, so that company just changed the name, like Tuesday.
And everybody hates it.
It's whatever. It's a fucking name. But right, so like I'm starting to see jobs decrease a little bit. Pay is not where it was, which was already. See, no, yours changed, and I didn't know about that. But like,
my division did not change. We are still us.
say, is there an internet company name that around here too?
No, I don't think so.
So,
let's just stop with the cryptic shit.
Why? It's more fun this way. Everybody listening is gonna be like, "Wow, these guys are morons."
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So in the spring, Spectrum Health and Beaumont Health
sure
combined.
So, because Spectrum Hospital of Grand Rapids changed its name Monday or Tuesday.
So did Beaumont.
Oh, okay.
This is a combined new name.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I know
whatever it is stupid.
Gotcha. Okay.
Where I work, Priority Health is still Priority Health.
Okay, so I didn't know that Priority was owned by Spectrum.
Oh yeah, it's always been owned by Spectrum.
Really? Okay.
It started off as Butterworth HMO.
There you go. And so Priority Health is technically a local company. See, I thought it was a nationwide thing.
No, we're local, but they want to be nationwide.
Gotcha. Okay, so
this
changes
is
things for me.
I think this is part of the bigger plan to go nationwide.
Honestly, has to be. But
we're not going to get into the minutia of that at the moment because that's a whole nother healthcare episode.
Say, right, but like, look at, gosh, we talk about the price of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the price of medical and just going up and up. And
oh, you mean the fact that I'm still got a $9,400 bill that I have to pay, and I'm getting rid of my HSA next year.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, because
it costs me too much fucking money. Mind you, I'm also paying my therapy visits until I hit my deductible, but if I'm on the regular HMO, virtual visits are free. I don't have to pay for it. Answer that shit for me. HSA, I got to pay until my deductible. Deductible does not apply on the straight HMO. And I just don't understand that.
Normally we don't stop, but I want to. So
yeah, go.
Everybody listening to us on Twitch, on Podbean, on Stitcher, Apple, anything like that. If you're listening to us live, I appreciate it. If you're listening to us while we're recording, just know that if you've made it this far, we really do appreciate it. We love to record these things. YouTube, so you get to see our faces and look at us just do dumb shit all day.
No eye candy this week.
No eye candy.
Yeah.
I say it's gonna have to be you, I guess, bud.
Or you. I don't know. You showed your picture on TikTok. You showed your picture on TikTok. You of the
face.
yeah.
cute face look.
Dressed as a zombie.
Yeah, no, can't really say it's a zombie. It's a grave person who's lived there for 50 years. And
You know what it reminded me of?
what's that?
Solomon Grundy.
All right.
You know Solomon Grundy?
No,
He was born on Monday.
go on.
He's also a Batman villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's born on a Monday.
Yeah, there's a whole nursery rhyme about it, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but I will look it up for
So
you.
all of a sudden I felt like it was going to be a nursery rhyme. Oh, so I know we're off topic again for the millionth time.
Because that's what we do.
Person called me, right? Scam caller. Said, "Oh, hey, this is John with whatever." And I said, "That's funny. My name's John too." And I was like, "Your name is my name." I was like, "Is your last name Jingleheimer Schmidt?" Well, sir. And I was like, "Come on, your name is my name too." I was like, "Do you want to go out? People will shout." Oh,
So the nursery rhyme.
I'm listening.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Christened on a Tuesday, married on a Wednesday. Took ill on Thursday, grew worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. That was the end of Solomon Grundy.
He made it a week.
Mm-hmm.
So this baby didn't even have a fight.
Well, I mean, you can call him a baby.
He was a grown man. He had a beard. Oh, okay.
He looked kind of like you. I mean, he doesn't have a beard.
I can see that. So, you poor man. So,
I do like the he was a grown man, he had a beard. I like the baby
I
version.
like to imagine my Jesus in a tuxedo shirt. It says,
Front row Leonard Skinner, he's hammered drunk.
so I'm here to class it up, but I'm also here to party.
Because I like to party and I like to imagine my Jesus likes to party.
But so you asked, right? Do I think we're in a recession?
Yeah.
My answer is yes. Do I think it's gonna get worse? Yes.
How bad do you think it could get?
Yeah, I really think we're ready to see some change, man. Like again, I talked about how I'm seeing jobs start not hiring as much.
You know, that's funny because unemployment's lower again.
Yeah, but
jobs have been created at astronomical numbers over the last 2 years.
But I think, I mean, that it'll all catch up, right? We'll see numbers when they come out, and I can't say because I know of places that are laying people off. I know of places that are, just not hiring anymore, and normally it's when you see the layoff and the slowdown. But
companies are trying to get control back because workers have had control for the last couple of years.
It sucks, doesn't it?
And they don't like it,
Right?
But I don't think that's going away. I really don't.
I mean, I can't say it's going to in the manufacturing field, but in the other fields, I think it's in the medical field. I think we're going to see some change.
People are sick of it's teachers. People are sick of those positions because they get shit on so much.
Right in the teacher field, like is going to be absolute shit.
Well, you look at some of the unionizations going on, like Starbucks and Chipotle, and what these owners are deciding to do is fuck it, we'll just close.
Do it.
But at the end of the day, who does that hurt? It only hurts the owners.
No.
Oh, it absolutely does.
No.
Because those people can find another job.
So there's a McDonald's out there, right? Okay, so do you know about McDonald's?
What about them?
Okay, so McDonald's will open. Okay, this is how the rich people work, and people don't realize it. And you can believe me if you want. You can not believe me and say, "Hey, you're just a fucking liberal," and that's fine. But okay, drive through town, and let's say Plainwell, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And Plainwell's not the best. It's hard because those that I say Plainwell will know. Okay, so let's go with a random small town that doesn't have many people. Kind of in the middle of nowhere-ish.
Yeah, because Plainwell's not a good example. They have every fast food place.
It's bigger. But to me, right, it's the middle of nowhere.
So let's say like Martin.
Sure, right?
Because there's literally nobody there.
Where your houses are far apart.
Yep.
You have things, but sure, it has an exit to get there, right? McDonald's will put a building there, and they will fucking lose money just to be there. One, they get the huge deduction, right? Two, they get the tax deduction for building and bringing in supposed jobs. Three, like there's so much profit in other things because they're so wealthy they can afford to shut that down. But most Starbucks people don't own just one.
You're right, but when you're looking at a McDonald's that does that,
Yep.
that's not an owner operator.
it's owned by the
McDonald's.
franchise.
Correct.
Yep.
The franchises will do that.
Yep.
But if I own let's say I own a Starbucks tomorrow,
Mhm.
and my employees want to unionize,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Fuck you, we're just closing."
Yep.
That only hurts me.
Does it though? I mean, if they want to unionize right away, but now if you're me,
Uh-huh.
okay, so we are totally different fucking people.
Mhm.
Okay. Your wife is taking money from the business as a payment, right?
Yes.
Granted, your business is you don't make payments on the building, you have a rent. But like, okay, so if I did it, like everything would be paid cash, everything would be done. Like it cost me $250,000 to open a Starbucks. I don't know how much it is,
Yeah.
to be honest. Blah blah blah.
It's usually 50 to 80,000.
Is that all it is? Really?
I know Dairy Queen's 50,000.
Sure. But like, and so let's just say, and so I would do whatever to get my money back. And then at that point, like then I would start taking my draw, right?
Well, and some people can do that.
yeah.
But
Some-
not everybody can.
But those are the people that aren't gonna go
Right. Those are the
open.
people that are going to be like, fuck it, I'll just close.
right. But because I'll be damned if I'm the business owner and you're gonna control my life, right?
Right.
So to me, what's up?
Dairy Queen's a better buy.
Yeah, Starbucks.
315,000.
It's not bad, right? It's for the fucking name. You gotta buy the one in the damn airport.
Yeah, no shit.
That
or a convention center. When we go to like Fan Expo Chicago, they hold it at the Donald Stevens Convention Center, which is in Rosemont, so northwest suburbs.
sure.
There's one place in there that's not the convention food. It's a Starbucks. And the fucking line is always
Huge.
80 people long.
What's up? I mean, dude, there's a Starbucks in fucking casinos
Mhm.
in Vegas. Every time I go to Vegas, I'm just like, Jesus.
When we go on the cruise,
There's a Starbucks.
we can get coffee at the Royal Caribbean coffee.
Sure.
But if you want Starbucks, you pay extra for Starbucks.
Really?
Yeah. It is
See,
not included.
And my wife won't drink Starbucks, right? And I give her mad credit for it because, right,
Well, we were talking about the $15 an hour thing.
Yeah.
Because, last week we talked about.
Well, I think that's what pisses me off about Starbucks. Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go
We're
ahead.
talking about the $15 an hour. And Starbucks has always been known to be one of the companies that actually starts with a higher pay,
Mhm.
offers benefits, even for its part-time people. So if you're going to unionize and you're already getting better than what most people get, like that's the kind of shit that pisses me off.
I think part of their unionization isn't the pay necessarily, it's the conditions. Because, when we hit the pandemic, they started getting treated worse and worse. They had less employees, and
Yeah.
there was no urgency to make those people feel valued. So, for example, Dawn and I were talking today, and I'm like, hey, I need to know how much, Sam's making for a year.
Mhm.
She goes, well, here's how to find out. So I go and I look, and I'm like, got to find a way to pay her more.
Sure.
And Dawn goes, but this isn't her end game. She wants to go to vet school. She wants to be a vet. Okay. I'm not saying Dawn's wrong. I'm not saying that's not what Sam wants. But I'm just going to tell you right now, if I could pay Sam enough that she doesn't care as much about vet school, she'll work here until we sell her the business.
Sure.
Because she said to me many times, this is the only place she's ever worked that actually cared about her as a person. This is the only place that she looks forward to going to work.
Yeah.
So like, you had said to us last week, your niece, should have told us you're going to pay me $15 an hour.
Yeah, sure.
Because we're big proponents on that. And I told you, we don't start anybody out at 15, but they don't stay at what they start at.
Right.
Okay. We'll look at it in 90 days. We'll look at it in another, we'll look at it at 6 months.
Sure.
Nobody at our business, except for the 2 people we just hired,
Yeah.
make less than 15. Is
You
it a
guys-
scam call?
Yeah, you guys want to do this?
Yeah, we do. Scam call.
Hello, thank you for calling Hilton Hotels. This is Nick. How may I direct your call? Oh, fuck, they hung up. Hilton's
Hate it
gonna
when
sue
that
us.
happens.
Hilton's gonna sue us for that one.
Anyways,
So
yeah, so I mean, I get where you're coming from, because
Yeah.
we are proponents of
huge.
$15 an hour, but we also want to make sure that whoever gets in here
Mhm.
is actually going to be an employee here.
That's not fair.
Life's not fair.
See, welcome to the Republican side of things, right?
That's not the Republican side of things. That's just the logical side of things. You know, life is not always fair. I get it.
Yeah.
But we want it to be as fair as it can be. And for your first 90 days, $13 an hour is pretty fucking fair.
I mean, to me, like, right?
How long?
You might as well say, hey, I might as well just, why should I have to prove it to you for you to fucking give me money? That's not how it should work, right?
Okay. And I get what you're saying. But how many people have you said, hey, I'll give you, you know,
all of them fuck me over. Don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't get me wrong.
I want to make sure this is an employee that A, wants to be here, B, lives our values, and C, is going to do the things we need them to do. So your niece comes in.
Mhm.
Immediately, Dawn goes, go clean those 2 rooms with David.
Yeah.
We clean them. And I'm trying to be ginger because I've known this kid
Since she was a kid.
right.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, spook them or, freak them out or anything like that, because I have that personal relationship.
Yep. And that sucks.
It does. But that kid sat here going, yeah, I'll do whatever you need. I don't care. Why don't you let me pick that up? Because I know it's hard for you. Your back hurts. Okay.
Yep.
You can do that. Sweet.
Shit, yeah.
And had no problem doing it. I mean, literally just jumped right in and started doing shit.
Yep.
And then, I made special note when we were talking about this last week on the episode of where it was that you started talking about your niece.
Yeah.
So I pulled it on Saturday and I sent it to Dawn. I said, you need to send this. And she's like, okay. We're down at Steve's on Monday. We're talking to him and I brought that up. She hadn't sent it yet. So she did it at that point. And that's when we got that text back saying, listen to it, made me cry. I look up to my uncle so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you know that, but do you ever hear that?
No, God, we don't talk, right? And so
Right.
she had texted me or something, and I was Monday, and I was doing something, and she's like, "Oh, I'll let you go," and I was like, "No, I got time." And she's like, "Oh, hey," and yeah, I don't remember having half the conversation, but right, like and again, I told you, it's not you, it's not her, right? I will tell, like, she's my niece, and I will tell her the same thing as I would tell you. Hey, look, if you ask me on the other side of things, hey man, like, why are you doing it? Okay, but now you say, hey, and the things I'll tell you is, oh, we look at things, 90 days, 220. Like, no, you need to be very specific on when you do this, right? Like, equal shit needs to be laid out. These people need to know when it is. And that's, like, to me up front, right? Like, hey, you're gonna make 13, but in 90 days specifically. So that way, like, and I told her, like, she needs to learn that accountability, right? You need to go up to them and be like, hey, it's 90 fucking days. Where's my review? If they don't give it to you, you force that review. If not, you go, hey, see ya. We talked about 90 days. You're not holding your end of the bargain. I also said, hey, figure out what it takes to be manager at both places, right?
Yeah.
I told her to do, she's making $11 an hour over at Shithuleville.
How long has she been there?
I don't know. It's a couple months, few
So
months.
it hasn't
right?
been long.
Yeah, I don't know the dates, right? Like,
well, and even when Dawn said, hey, this is what we can pay, I want to pay more.
Yeah.
But I can't when you start.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Because that's more than I make over there.
Yeah. Well, that's, and so to me, it's like, because I know those things, and you're older now with a family. Okay. So you to grow your sack to your company and say, look, I need to know when my next raise is, and I need to know if I'm going to be able to get management. I'm going through bosses. I could do my boss's job, blah, blah. Like, I want my niece to be able to do that. Right. And especially during this market of time, right?
This is the time.
She doesn't need to be a dick to you, but she needs to, like, hold you to an expectation just as much as she needs to hold that other shit company.
Well, and see, part of the problem is we don't really have anything written down.
Right. And then you need to. Right?
So what happens is Dawn and I will sit there and look at the money and go, okay, can we afford to give raises out to people right now? So I can tell you that usually we try to give a little bit every 4 to 6 months.
Sure.
We looked at, so we lost an employee because they decided, this is not for them.
Sure.
And when it happened, Chloe, she just turned 18, and she works here and at Old Navy. She just started full-time at Old Navy. She's been there for a while, but she just started full-time.
Just like my niece, 2 jobs.
And of course, we can't full-time doesn't exist here. It exists for Dawn and Chris because they do different jobs. Dawn runs the business and Chris gets all of our pickups. Okay. But there is no full-time for anybody else. Sam works the most. She works max 29 hours a week. That's it.
Really?
Yeah. Because we're not open.
Yeah.
We're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's it.
Yeah.
And if Dawn takes an off appointment like she did tonight, she takes it.
Sure.
So, we look at those things and we looked at Chloe and we're like, really, we would like you every Sunday if you could do that. If you do that, we can pay you X dollar amount per hour.
Sure.
So Dawn went to her and said, I looked at the numbers. I can pay this. Will you work every Sunday? And she goes, absolutely, I will.
There you go.
Because we made it worth her while. And we do that. If you're a good employee, you're going to get more money and you're going to get it quicker than anybody else.
Sure. Well, to me, right? Like there's so much more. There's so much more to it. And the fact of, right, like if you go and you're 18 years old and you already have management on your resume and you can say, hey, I've managed 7 people, that's huge. Right? Like, hey, yeah, I started out from being a room cleaner to a, box sorter up to management, right? Sure, the company's only open 4 days a week, and we we manage. I manage every shift, right? If you can come in and say that, they're going to understand, hey, this is what this person can undertake, right? The company she's working for in the mall is not that type of a company. They're, she signed up for the management side of things, but is not getting the guarantee to start the training, right? And that kind of bothers me because I want to force you to give me what I want. If not, your job is to train me to get what I want. But anyway, sorry, real quick. So back to inflation. My opinions again, are we in a recession? Yes. Is it going to get worse? Yes. I don't think we're going to go to an 08 crash for things. Their banks are starting to do more loans again. They kind of slowed down a little bit for some things on my end of things. People are tightening up their numbers for what I do, if that makes any sense. So, if you're on the borderline of 33% income to a purchase price, they might find ways to deny you. I was seeing that kind of a little bit of, denials of loans. And now I'm seeing loans get accepted a heck of a lot more, which is really good. Sorry to say, David's, I was like, David's lower. We're going to AC mode around here because we're freaking hot. But right. So yeah, David, and so I'm seeing loans kind of come back. And, they're not getting called, but I think that we're not going to say, I said we're not going to see an 08 crash, right? But we're going to see things taper and go lower.
Do we want to know what the 08 crash looked like?
Yeah.
Because we love numbers.
Yeah.
GDP fell 4.3% from its peak in 2007 fourth quarter through second quarter of 09. Largest decline in the post-war era.
Yep. That's a big scale, right?
Huge.
Like we're talking about, and you guys are seeing it, right? So to put it in perspective, right? It's exactly what kind of happened between your $2 to now $4 gallon of milk. Okay. It went the other way. And that's, we're going to, and when you have that, it's a natural thing, right?
It is.
So I bring it up in the fact of $800 mortgage payment to a $1,200 mortgage payment. It's crazy.
I want to point out one of the people on Twitch,
Yeah.
their name is Rubbing.
Okay.
I think that's awesome.
Rubbin's Racing, buddy.
Yep. Great movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The second best.
One of my favorites.
I think the second best racing movie of all time.
You like Talladega Nights that much?
I
more?
do.
Do you really?
I do. Because I think the one-liners in it
They're great.
are just that good.
No, I mean, I actually think I could watch Days of Thunder 5 times
I
more.
do love Days of Thunder.
And it's John C. Reilly still, which is fucking hilarious to me. So,
Buddy Brotherton,
That's right. Yeah, you know this.
and Harry Hogg.
Yep. I say, dude.
Loved Robert Duvall as Harry Hogg.
Man, my brother. So I can text my brother right now
Mhm.
and be like, "Hey," I say, "Now's not a good time for you to pit." What? Yeah, we're in here eating ice cream. Ice cream. I'd offer you some, but I think NASCAR would frown upon that.
And Cole basically came in, jumped out of the car, and chased Harry around.
Yeah. Dude, my brother will leave and I'll be like, "Hey, when you leave, man, I want you to go out there and hit the pace car." And look,
What?
hit the pace car? Yeah, you hit everything else in the fucking track. I just want you to be perfect.
The other one I like is when Cole wins his first race.
Oh,
I
Dr.
put
Lewicki.
special tires on that car.
Yes, takes him on the high side. Oh no, you gotta hear special tires. What do you mean? No, I didn't do anything. I just
told you that.
You believe it. Yeah.
The other good one was after that race, the cop
The
that pulls
cop.
them over. Oh my god.
Sorry, the boys just thought you'd like to have a good time.
Such a
And
good
And
movie.
then he gets the concussion. He
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, this goes, boys."
Takes the doctor's hand and
Yeah.
puts it on his package.
Is this what you're looking for, Doc?
The worst part is, we do this shit. We do like baseball episodes and crap. At some point, we just have to have a movie episode where we talk about all the shit we like in movies.
Anybody still listening, if you'd like to hear a movie episode, let us know because we would just love to sit and talk about our favorite one line things.
We really do.
But
Nick and I would sit there literally and just text each other back and forth lines from Step Brothers for an entire fucking day.
oh my gosh, yes.
I think one of my I don't know if it was one of my favorite times, but it was kind of a little embarrassing too. It was the year you coached with me. I was doing a meeting in the cafeteria with the girls, and you called me, and all they hear is boats and hose, boats and hose, and I'm like, oh fuck,
Gotta have me my boats and hoes. Oh,
the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
I'll tell you in the beer while I'm drinking sangria. Oh,
I was sitting there going, oh fuck, can't believe I have this fucking song on right now.
yep. And I wish you'd hang up. I wish you'd hang up.
Yeah. There was none of that.
No, that's let's say
That was the same. That was the same time I had. We were talking about somebody's shoulder that hurt.
Yeah.
And I make the offhanded comment of, it helps shoulder pain. And Ashley looked at me and goes, "I do," and I'm like, "Oh shit."
Oh yes. So I mean, I guess all right. So we have my perspective on
Yeah.
recession. Where do you think we are? Where do you think we're headed? What do you see?
So I think we're in a tiny recession here, which I think is to be expected. Is it going to last? Absolutely not. I really don't think it's going to last. I
Really?
don't.
So that's one thing I did not say. I do. I personally think this is going to be a 2 to 3 year feel.
I don't. I think by this time next year we're rocking and rolling again.
Really?
I do.
My opinion is because I don't know, man. It took them 10 to 12 years to start raising interest rates.
But
okay,
let me preface that by saying a lot of it is going to depend on what happens with these upcoming elections.
so and we all know. Okay, so and it's funny because I sat with a friend of mine who, and it's funny because I say I'm more liberal. Everybody thinks I'm just full liberal, and then we talk and they're like, man, we are no different. Like because I support
Who the fuck thinks you're full liberal?
lots of people.
They're nuts.
Well, because right, because they don't.
They haven't met me yet.
Right. Well, and you're not either, right? I mean, again, you're conservative when it comes to financials.
Yeah, but the problem I have is if you look at the conservative party as a whole,
and you're
they're not.
and that's half
That's the
it.
problem.
But
Fiscally conservative,
socially liberal.
socially liberal.
But I'm not socially liberal, and I mean you're very socially liberal. Me,
Yeah, but so are you. Give me a fucking break. So
not really.
no, hang on. We're at an event yesterday.
Do I do it? Yes.
I talked about this at the event yesterday, and one of the guys at our table, which I want to have on the show because he's now working for Lake Michigan Credit Union, but he used to run the Pride Center out in Holland.
Yeah.
And he was talking, and one of the guys at the table asked him, has it been hard out there with, how they are on the lakeshore? He's like, no, I don't really have problems out there. I have problems other places like Hudsonville, Jenison, places like that.
Mhm.
And I said, fun fact. My buddy that I podcast with ran the first Pride event in Hudsonville.
Yeah.
So you can sit there all you want and say you're not socially liberal, and you can take that
in my business.
I'm not talking about your business. I'm talking about you.
But like, I don't feel that the amount of, and I want to be clear. I don't feel that the amount of money that is given to people for rentals should be where it's at, right? I think that the government is so goddamn lazy that they don't readjust prices for people on a constant basis, and it should be something that's marked, right? We are in a fucking time. I get so angry about this. We're in a time, dude. If I need a computer thing done, sure, you didn't fix my internet, but like, if I need a computer thing done, you can type something up for me in a matter of minutes, right? So there's no reason that, let's say, David is getting $1,200 a month for his 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And okay, you know as much as I am. I'm a penny pincher just like you.
Yeah.
Okay. So David, you're making $10 an hour, $400 a week. Okay.
Okay.
You're getting $1,000 in government help for your house. Okay, David. You now work 41 hours, so you're getting $415.
Mhm.
Okay, you're getting taxed, whatever. I don't care. So that 15 now looks like, let's call it 10 just for stupid numbers. I'll give you a 33% tax fucking break.
Sure.
So you have 10. Okay. Now I personally believe that 10 needs to come off of how much you're getting in rent, but it could be a percentage. It doesn't have to be the full thing, right? You need to benefit from it.
Mhm.
And let's say you benefit 33%. So another $5. Okay. So instead of getting $1,000 that month, you need to officially get $995.
Mhm.
Okay. You need to, and sure, everybody's going to say most people won't continue to work, but they will, right? They'll work that 45 hours. They'll do that. And there's no reason that this system can't literally just go, hey, this is the social, this is the pay, this is what it is. Fuck it, it's going to pay out this amount. Because now we're eating $5. And if you do $5 times the amount of people that are on here, we've saved so much goddamn money, and it forces people to get used to a better lifestyle.
I hate the thought, because this is where it always goes.
Sure.
People are lazy, they just won't work.
And
How many people have you met in your life that are like, fuck it, I'm just not going to work, I'm just going to sit here?
A bunch. But
you're landlord too.
Not
So
even
take
not
that
my,
out of it.
Not my landlord. Okay, so not my landlord people.
Yeah.
It's the people that are literally living in their parents' basement, and they're.
How many people do you? I don't know anybody that lives in their parents' basement.
You also have to realize that I'm 10 years younger than
you are. Yes.
So now,
So how many do you know?
Say currently at this moment. If I had to be honest, like, I probably know 2 people that are just, hey, I'm not going to go above and beyond. Like, they have a little job type thing, or they'll work for ship to say that they're working. It's not that ship's not a thing, but like, when I say that they're working like, I worked
10, 15 hours a week.
Right. You know, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Like, I worked 1, maybe 2 days this week.
And there are people that do that.
And
yes.
that's fine, but they're living at home. And so I know about 2, but like, okay, if you go back 10 years ago, so I would have been 24.
Okay.
Honestly, a shit ton.
So I'm going to tell you right now,
Like,
this is something that may shock you.
yeah.
From the age of, I'm going to say 19 and a half
Yeah.
to 22, I didn't do dick.
Were you in college? Was this in Chicago?
No, I sat in the basement.
And see, like, I could see that.
I did.
Yeah.
Because I was not motivated to do anything. At that point, I had stopped going to school because I didn't want to pay for it, and I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
So
I worked jobs here and there.
Yep.
But I didn't particularly like any of them. And then at one point, I'm like, I'll just sit here. I'll wake up in the morning, do whatever I want to do, play a video game or 2, watch some TV, go back to sleep.
And dude, like, but you also felt the problem with that, right? Like, you ended up in bankruptcy, right? Like,
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with it. Like,
your work ethic didn't play a factor in that sense. But like, you could have built yourself
that
up
was
so much
way
different.
later.
But you could have built yourself up so much more, right? Like,
I absolutely could have.
What I could have, right?
But I was perfectly happy to just wake up and do nothing.
But you could, okay, let's be honest with everybody right now.
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time because, okay, I know more about your life, and these people know about your life. Your mom is okay.
Yeah.
Not fucking rich. She's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
If you and Dawn got divorced right now,
yeah,
you would never have to work a day in your life.
Yes, I would.
Why?
Because she has $180,000.
Your mom?
Yeah,
Sure, but her house is paid for.
it is.
Okay, she will feed you.
I mean, technically, yeah, but
You're not gonna have a fucking gorgeous life, but you have video game life. You have internet.
I mean, yeah, I guess if I wanted to live,
You're not.
if I wanted to live in the lower level of the house and literally,
2,300 square feet all by myself doing whatever.
no, I'm saying if I wanted to do that and literally not buy anything ever, sure.
But now the whole thing is, it comes to life. You want bigger and better things. But
Of course I do. You've known me for a long time. Do I work hard?
yes, but like the fact is like you could, in theory, not have to.
Yeah, but
would your life be better? No, but like
but when you look at this, I think
in
this,
theory, I could do the same, right?
this doesn't come down to a generational thing. It comes down to where you're at a certain age. So when you're in your late teens, early 20s, when you live the lifestyle that you live, most people made the decision, I don't want to fucking be poor forever. Not most people, but let's say half
Sure.
made the decision, I don't want to be poor forever. I'm going to work my ass off. Whether that meant they went and worked in a factory for $13, $14 an hour, or whether that meant they went and became a mechanic, or whether that meant they bought their first rental.
See, and I disagree
With what?
that your time frame.
Okay.
You said between 18 to 20.
No, I said
Something-
like 18 to early 20s. So
Early
23,
20s.
24.
So like that's when I don't think people said I don't want to be poor because they didn't feel the poorness until after college.
No, I'm talking people that were in your social circle.
I mean, I went to college, right?
You did, but
And-
you grew up poor.
Oh, I mean, all my poor. I don't know.
Your poor friends, what did they do?
Went to college and did stupid shit and still doing stupid shit, right? Like,
Okay, so like I didn't grow up poor. I did not know what poor was.
right.
And so Janet, who's my best female friend,
Yep.
she said to me at one point, because we were talking, and she goes, well, what are you doing with your degree? You're not doing shit with it. No, you're right, I'm not. But I'm from that generation. I'm Generation X.
Yeah.
And when you got done with high school, you went to college and you finished your degree.
Well, that's
And from age 20 when I stopped going until age 44 when I finished, those 24 years, all I did every time fall hit was, fuck, I should be back in school.
Mhm.
And then in 2016, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going back to school. And work paid for most of it. Great. And I have the degree. And what do I want to do with it? Not a guy. I don't give a shit about it. I just wanted to have the fucking degree. It's hanging on my wall in my house because I wanted the piece of paper.
let's see, and then that's right. Like, it's not fine, right? Because to me, you should be going to do bigger and better things.
But
right?
again, I can get a job in that field.
but it's not going to pay you.
I'm going to make 18, 19 bucks an hour out of the gate.
Just stupid.
I make not quite twice that right now.
Well, and that's the hard thing is again, we go back to, hey, I don't want to be poor anymore.
Mhm.
So my friends, right? Like, I don't know, they all. I mean, dude, I'm not. Let's say we talk about. I'm the anomaly, right? Like,
Mhm.
we
You
look-
really are.
we look at my vehicle, and I'm still driving a 2010. Like, my wife drives an 05.
You drove that purple car when you coached with me in 2015,
Right? I've had it,
which was 7 years ago.
oh god, I've had it for longer than that. I've had it for
Well,
at least
yeah.
9 years now, something like that. Like, it's,
Well,
it's-
again, I bought my vehicle in 16 when Dawn had her stroke.
yeah. And what
It's
year is it now?
22. It's
22.
Yeah. And my car was a 2013 car when I bought it.
See, in 2010, I bought it at least 5 years old. So it's weird. 2014, I coached with you. 2015.
15.
So I had to have bought it before that, even.
You did buy it
Um,
before that because
yeah,
you
much.
had it when you coached with me.
So but I didn't. Maybe I bought a newer car and I didn't realize it because I got such a good deal. I mean, again, my car brand new, $24,000.
Yeah.
I picked it up for $7,000 with 33,000
Mm-hmm.
miles on it. Right. So it was the most I've ever spent on a car. It's also lasted me long, and I've done an alternator now, brakes, tires, and like knock on wood is the greatest car that's ever walked humankind, and people make fun. But like, right, my wife.
But
drives
again, that's the first car you bought.
first. I mean, no, I've bought
First
a million.
Car you
First-
bought.
First
First real car.
anything over $2,000.
Right.
Well,
It wasn't a beater that you bought off somebody on Craigslist
enough
or
to get me
whatever
by,
there
right?
was back
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So like, and my wife still drives that. Like she drives
Yeah.
a 5 Pilot, like which she's supposed to last forever. Granted, she's gone through like 3 pilots now. But like we bought her a Pacifica
Mhm.
back in the day. You know, for some reason my wife wants this third row. We have one fucking kid and nothing else. But like, you
Yeah.
know what? At the time, and so I paid, you know, 7-8 grand for her first Pacifica, and then I sold it to my in-laws for what I owed on it. Like, bought her something else. Because I got, you know, Pacificas went down in price like quickly. So I bought her another one. But all I'm saying is, yeah, I mean,
Well, and
it's-
I've had several
and you
different
buy
cars.
really expensive cars.
I have had several different cars. The
Yeah.
one sitting next to yours
Yeah.
is the first one I ever bought for me,
Yeah. I say.
and really expensive. It was expensive. I spent about 18,000 on it,
Yeah, I say right. Like, and
but
to
it was
me-
3 years
to
old
me,
with
that's a fuck ton.
18,000 miles. So I mean, it was a hell of a good deal.
And well, especially nowadays market.
Yeah,
right?
my
Like,
payments were under 300 a month,
and
and I didn't take out 72-month loans like some people.
and so your daughter drives a new car, your wife
Mhm.
drives a new car.
I drive the oldest car. I drive a 13. Caitlin has a 15. Dawn has a 16.
Wow, it's weird because Caitlin, I remember hers was like brand new when she bought it. Like,
It was brand new.
yeah. So wow. Okay.
I mean, I it might have had 6,000-7,000 miles,
Oh, really?
but basically it was brand new.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead. So Nick's answering a text right now, which is cool. So
what?
when we're talking inflation, recession, inflation's getting better, recession, yeah, but Nick thinks it's going to last a couple years. I think it's going to last, 6-8 months. And again, I preface that with a lot will depend on the election, because if it goes the other way and the Democrats lose the House and the Senate, I think we're in for a really long, painful couple of years.
We're in for a long, painful couple of years, no matter what happens.
See, and I don't think we are.
I think my daughter might be sick.
Why?
Headache, sore throat, and fever. Oh,
Uh-oh.
we have 2 weeks until we leave. She better get this fucking.
She
stuff done.
better get better.
So, my wife texted me. She's like, "I don't think your daughter can go to school," and I'm like, "What?" But
I think you should take tomorrow off.
I have a couple small things I have to do,
Fuck them.
and I've been kind of taking time off.
Fuck them.
I've been kind of taking time off.
You should.
Do you have times for them?
So while Nick figures out his personal life here, we're gonna go back to Nick, I think this is gonna be a shorter episode than the last couple, because
Sorry,
we're only at an hour and a half right now. Not that we're hanging up yet, but
right.
I mean, we were almost 3 hours last week.
Yeah, I say, and so I don't think that things are going to rebound. I don't think we're going to see a price drop in the things. Like, okay, we'll see things coming down. And the problem with, I don't know, and we'll go back to there's so many variables in my life
Mhm.
and what could happen, but right. I mean, with interest rates so high, I've already seen the price of things go down because you can't finance big deals. Okay. So now it takes okay, so now this is, and it sounds really fucked up to me, but this is where the rich people get richer.
Yeah.
And people don't realize it. Because I've built a relationship with the bank, and let's say, okay, what you and I can get for 7%. Now, if you're really, really, really well off and you have millions sitting there, you know what? We'll do that 3% loan for you. So guess what? I can still get 3-4% loans. They're getting 50 cents like to what we can spend. They're just gonna go do it. Interest only type things, right?
So one of the movies I absolutely love from the 80s, Brewster's Millions. You ever see Brewster's Millions?
I feel like I have. Sorry, give me a quick snippet of it.
So Brewster's Millions had Richard Pryor and John Candy.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Richard,
Hilarious.
they were minor league baseball players.
Yes.
And Brewster's great grandfather died, Hume Crone,
Mhm.
and left him 2 options. He could either take $1 million wimp clause and just walk away, or he could spend $30 million in 30 days and have no assets to show after those 30 days to get $300 million.
Yep.
So, mind you, it was redone many, many times, but I like the
Can you beat
Richard Pryor version.
Richard Pryor, John Candy?
You really can't.
I mean,
John Candy's way underrated. He's one of the best.
I didn't know he was underrated, to be honest, because I've
I think he
I've always
is.
rated him so fucking high.
I think he's really underrated because people don't remember every great thing he was in. So again, we talk about the Kenosha Kickers.
Polka, baby. Like,
He was great in Stripes. People
Yes.
forget that he was in Stripes. But I mean, he had bit roles in a lot of movies that because he was doing it with his friends.
Yep.
I just think he's one of the best. And
oh god, like because back when I was a kid, like sure he was getting to wherever, but like honestly, it was Chris Farley and John Candy. I watched every single movie both of those were in.
yeah. So, you know, Dawn and I were talking about it the other day, and she goes, you know what I want? And I'm like, what? She goes, I want Brewster's Millions. I want to, you know, spend 30 million in 30 days to get 300. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. But at the same time, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. And
You
when
can't have an asset and you can't give it all
you
away.
can't, so there were stipulations like you can gamble 10%. So if you watch, it's a great movie. Everybody go watch it. But like one of the things was he could gamble 10%. So he put like money on the Notre Dame somebody lacrosse match, and the school that he picked got their ass absolutely handed to them. No, the school he picked against got their ass handed to them. They were the underdog, so it paid him a shit ton of money. He put like 10 grand on every underdog at Aqueduct, and every one of them hit. So he won a shit ton of money. Nobody would give him any more bets, but he went from like 30 million to 20 million back up to 30.
Yeah.
And he was just freaking out every time he did it because, you know, it really is hard to spend money without having an asset.
Yep.
And people thought he was an asshole because he just kept spending money like he was made of it.
Nope. Because he was.
Well, he was, and he needed to get rid of it just to have it. You know, and you look at those type of things, and yeah, obviously it's a movie, so it's based in no real reality. But you know, when you break down what you're looking for, Brewster, his big deal was he wanted to pitch against the Yankees. That's all he wanted, because according to him, he could get any team out for 3 innings. Didn't matter the team. So he took that money and he set up an exhibition match for the Hackensack Bulls against the New York Yankees. And he pitched the 3 innings, and he ended up, you know, pitching really well for about 2 1/3, and then they got to him. And when you look at it, at the end of the day, if you could do anything you want to do, you're going to pick something that you really enjoy. He loved baseball. He wanted to go play baseball.
Yeah.
Like, if I could do anything, I wouldn't work where I work.
Right.
I don't hate my job. I don't really enjoy my job. I like the people I work with. My boss is a really good lady. But I would talk sports, or I talk money with you,
Right.
or, I would probably do this type of shit and just talk about all the things I like.
Yep.
Costuming, sports, Star Wars, shit like that. On the boat, one of the cruising days, at like 3:15, there's a Star Wars trivia. I said to Dawn, I'm like, I'm totally fucking there. I'm the only one that's going to know anything, but I'm totally fucking there. She goes, yeah, it's probably just going to be the 4 of us. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Nick doesn't have to come. He can go gamble or go to the arcade, whatever the fuck he wants to do. I don't give a shit. I'm going to Star Wars trivia. Because again, those are things I like.
Yeah.
And when you can find something you're passionate about, that's what you want to fucking do.
That's exactly it. I mean, right? Like, given the opportunity, I don't know. I mean, I every time, what the hardest part is coming here is the building not too far from here is for rent.
Yeah, it is right down the road.
Yeah, and the for rent signs are gone, so I'm not sure if somebody
Maybe they did.
But right, like I just want to do woodworking. I just want to fucking build an entire woodworking shop there. So
again, things that you enjoy. That's why when we talked about Sam, I'm like, hey, I need to know what she needs, because I honestly think if I could pay her what she needs, she'd just stay here.
Yep.
And it's not that she doesn't want to be a vet. You can help animals in other ways. But at the end of the day, you want to do something that you really enjoy doing. And really, I mean, that's what we're all looking for is just something we enjoy doing and doing it over and over again. I like my job, and people have asked me before, because, Dawn and I will fight from time to time about break room therapy. and they'll say to me, maybe you just shouldn't go in, because that way, if you're not there, you guys won't fight about it, and you should not care and all this shit. And at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I really like being at the business. It's, helpful to other people. It's helpful to my mental health. It's something that at the end of the day, I kind of want to go do that too. So I keep coming in here, and, even though at times we don't get along very well when I'm coming in here, but those things happen. You gotta find that happy medium and the stuff you like. So Nick has stepped out to go take care of things that I took care of a few minutes ago. And when he comes back, I think we're gonna start to wrap up the show here. I'm going to highlight some things we have coming up. So next week, we're going to talk to a food truck owner. I'd mentioned that before. The week after that, we will not be live. We will be on a boat in the Atlantic, drinking and having a good time. The week after that, we will be doing our election special that we do every 2 years now with James Lowry and David Seawick and maybe some other guests. Who knows? I have reached out to some actual political people. We'll see if they have any interest in coming on. We are definitely not for everyone, are we, Nick?
No, I mean, say I'd love to have debate 2000 us.
Me too.
So,
but some people we're not their cup of tea, and that's okay.
Right. And I say people don't want to be associated with the cursing. They don't want to be associated with,
drinking
and bums, and I get it.
And that's fine. I think at the end of the day that the people that like us because we are relatable.
Yeah.
We're a couple of guys you can go have a beer with because we like beer.
That's a fact.
And we'll give you some knowledge because we have that.
Sometimes.
And people, when I go to talk to somebody, I want either to share what I have or I want to gain what they have. And we're really good at both of those things.
I made phone calls today.
Yeah.
We shared the story of my court stuff.
Mhm.
I called my mentor and I was like, hey, just let you know how the government's really fucked. This is what's happening. And he's just like, God. And I was like, I know you miss it. And he's like, a little bit like not, I was like, trust me, because it's stressful, but like also it's fun, right? Like you get to present stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I think we're gonna do a little TikTok.
I think we're gonna go on TikTok live here in about 5 minutes, probably. We'll clean up some of the shit we have, and I'll probably go take another little quick bathroom break.
So everybody, as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We really appreciate all the
we really do.
The interaction. Don't forget we have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon and a Discord.
I think it's what, $3 a month?
I think it's $3 a month. You'll get listed in the show notes.
Yep.
We'll give you a shout out on the air, like we like to do, like we do with MLVC, which makes our great theme song.
Yep.
I just fixed Slide Bass Bobby's computer last week.
Well, there you go.
So he's back up and running.
DJ Gweed's doing
MC Gweed.
Oh, MC.
We do it all the time.
MC. Master.
So yeah, we'll give you a nice shout out every week on the air.
Yep.
So I think the Patreon's a really cheap option if you want to, hear us talk about how great you are.
Let's see.
If you want some swag, please reach out to us. We have some stuff we're more than happy to send to you. Next week we'll be live on Wednesday talking food trucks. Nick's giving me that weird look like, do I have that in my calendar?
Of course I have it in my calendar. How would I not have it in my calendar? I mean, it's always in my calendar.
So we're gonna have at least 3 food truck people on in the next several weeks.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. And since next week's our last live episode for a bit, we'll talk to you then, and then we'll be on the boat. I think I just misspoke a minute ago and said this was the last one, but we are next week live.
We are next week, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And then we're going to be live for us, that's for sure.
We'll be live for us, but not for anyone else.
Hopefully we get a bunch of drunk people on the boat and they come talk with us.
We're going to.
I'm just going to put my arm around people and be like, hey, you want to talk about money?
Let's talk. We're going to talk to the waiters and waitresses, too, that bring us drinks.
And Emerson's going to talk in Spanish because
she can. Pesos and cervezas. Very good. So again, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next week. If you have anything specific you want to talk about, please shoot us a message.
Yep.
You can find us on Twitter, You can find us on Facebook. You can email us at bucksandbrewsllc@gmail.com. You can find us on TikTok in a few minutes at Sick Dogs, SICKDAWGS, because that's my TikTok.
We're gonna have to get a Bucks and Brews.
We are going to have to get a Bucks and Brews one, but we got to get a bunch of people to subscribe to that.
So we dialed into Bucks and Brews.
You might hear something you can use.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you might. So thanks again for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
You've dialed in
To Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, cause shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.